Good afternoon, friends. Today I am trying to decode Jalaluddin Rumi's reed flute song poem. Jalaluddin Rumi, Persian poet. I always say he's a hard nut to crack. Many times I have read Rumi but understood nothing. All I can say is that he is very difficult to be understood. Even more difficult than Albert Camus or Franz Kafka. You know, hello. So the question was why Jalaluddin Rumi was so difficult to be understood. What happened is that in the process, I found that though he is a profounder of love, bhakti, but his bhakti was of Advaita kind, non-dual bhakti. So very recently, I cannot say that I have decoded him completely because it is not possible for a human to decode Rumi because his words are so cryptic. Anyway, I want to decode a small poem of him, which in fact is the best book written by him. Is what is that? Masnavi. A reed flute song is placed there. Anyway, so let me first read it, then I shall decode it. Hope it will help you in understanding Rumi. The reed flute song. Listen to the story told by the reed of being separated. Since I was caught from the reed bed, I have made this crying sound. Anyone apart from someone he loves understand what I say. Anyone pulled from the source longs to go back. At any gathering, I am there, mingling in the laughing and grieving, a friend to each, but few will hear the secrets hidden. Within the notes, no ears for that, body flowing out of spirit, spirit up from body, no concealing. That mixing, but it's not given us. To see the soul, the reed flute is fire, not wind. Be that empty. Here the love, here the love fire tangled in the reed notes as bewilderment melts into wine. Reed is a friend to all who wants the fabric torn and drawn away. The reed is hot and salve combining intimacy and longing for intimacy, one song, a disastrous surrender and a fine love together, The one who secretly hears this is senseless. A tongue has one customer, the ear. A sugarcane flute has such effect because it was able to make sugar in the reed bed. The sound it makes is for everyone. Days full of warning, days full of wanting, let them go by without worrying. That they do. Stay where you are inside such a pure hollow note. Every thirst gets satisfied except that of those fish, the mystics, who swim a vast ocean of grace still somehow longing for it. No one lives in that without being nourished every day. But if someone doesn't want to hear the song of the reed flute, it's best to cut conversation short, say goodbye, and leave. So, what basically he wants to convey us is here he has written beneath everything. Well, Rumi has a whole theory of language based on the reed flute. Beneath everything, we say, and within each note of reed flute lies a nostalgia for the reed bed. Language and music are possible only because we are empty, hollow, and separated from the source. All language is a longing for home. Why is there not a second tonality? He muses, a note in praise of the craftsman, which fastened the bare cylinder into a nay, the intricate human form with 9 holes. And I've tried to decode what the hidden language actually meant. Rumi compares this hollowed cylinder body as the reed, Lord who blows into it consistently. Those cylinders which are empty throws out melodious tones, and those which are full of wanting the otherwise. In reed, any sound possible because it is separated from the reed bed. But all the while it is seeking union with the source. All the notes it produces is nothing but its screaming for union. A disastrous surrender and find love together. A disastrous surrender and find love together is needed for a disastrous surrender means which will melt your individuality. A disastrous surrender and find love together is needed for establishing intimacy with the soul. It means the reflected consciousness cannot destroy the mirror. Just like Jain philosophy says, you wait before the wall eternally or find a window but don't break the wall. Mirror here is the mind upon which it gets reflected, but it has to surrender completely. Not surrender complete is possible if there is no love. Hence, fine love is the key, otherwise it's kind of slavery. Without love, surrender means what? Slavery. What is love? Love is a complete decimation of individuality. Just in earthly love, you forget yourself. If someone asks, if someone if someone asks your name, you reply yours beloved name. The presence of mirror is a precondition, it cannot be wiped out. Hence, your individuality must be zero so that no reflection happens. Well, the presence of mirror is a precondition, it cannot be wiped out. Hence, your individuality must be zero so that no reflection happens. Every thirst gets satisfied except that of the fish. If you want to retain your individuality and get if you want to retain your individuality and yet seek union, it is not possible. Just like the fish who swims in water yet feels thirsty. So the thirst of the mystic who wants union with the soul is never satisfied, as the seeker is itself the sought after. As there is no life possible without that, which is in every gathering mingled in laughing and grieving. That is all emotion possible because of it. Here Rumi talks about the pain of Jivatma, because of which presents exhibitions of all emotion possible. But it is in constant pain of separation from the soul, that is pure soul. Because of the separation, this worldly phenomena are possible. But when one understands his true position, that is caged one, he strives hard to get out. So every dealings of him with the world will be like a message for his beloved, a symbol for union. And this way Jivatma suffers a lot and strives a lot of its own, but finally a disastrous surrender with fine love is the way out, because there is no one who has put him into the cage, but he himself taken the decision to set fire on it so that it can produce good sound, that is reed. So now he has to come out of his own only. There is no other. All are but reflections. What are the reflections? Reflections are possible use in through different dimensions or multiverses. The reed says that it is a friend to all who wants to tear that fabric torn, who seeks salvation, who shows indifference to worldly life. And finally, Rumi says, if someone doesn't want to hear the song of the reed flute, let he die ignorant. Video is getting long. Thank you.